baby, real talk.
Oh, publish that. Listen to that. How many views on that? How many hours on that? Ask me a question. What do
Sure.
you where?
G'day. We introducing or
Hey,
not?
no, to go straight into it.
Righto.
Yeah, you start in the middle of the podcast.
Okay. Here we are. So, Ryan, why are we here? Why are we doing a podcast?
Attention for me. Attention for me. Attention. If you're watching this, I win. Look,
I'm here. You've got my individual attention.
shut his camera off.
I don't exist.
Look, I want. That's not a joke. Like revealing my need for attention, and that's vulnerable is a word that comes up along in this podcast because it's vulnerable because people could be switching off right now because you know what? When someone wants my attention, fuck that guy. turn that off. That's what am I risking that? Or is it just me?
I think maybe it depends on how they want your attention. I think because I want your attention sometimes, but I think it maybe I always phrase it as a connection for me.
Okay. So what you want is connection.
I think that's what people who want attention want connection.
And I don't want connection. That's why I'm doing it through camera. I want attention. But it's not bad. You know, I grew up being told, like, you ever heard this phrase? Oh, he just wants attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Like, I learned later, like, what's wrong with giving people some attention? What about this? You ever hear this one from your kids? Oh, don't, like, someone saying something. He just wants validation.
Validation feels great.
Doesn't it? But I grew up with that as well, like with the attention thing. A lot of people had that. I grew up with this as a default supposed catchphrase. Oh, don't pay any attention to that. He just wants validation.
Oh,
she just wants validation. That's actually really
Sorry.
harmful. I only learned that fucking last year, like doing like adult education courses for people with like bad childhoods.
I've learned recently about validation too.
Oh, so I'm not the only one.
Nah.
Because I've been living my life thinking like, so I've been doing that. I'm sorry to everyone else. I've been doing that to other people thinking like, that person is just behaving like that because they want validation. Don't give them any attention.
I'm always big on, I think like attention seeking, even though I want to change it as connection seeking, because I believe it's that, and validation. I think they're good things, but I think it's how you try and, like, it's the behavior attached that if it's like let's say a bad behavior or not a very good behavior, that's probably another conversation.
Are you talking about me?
No! I'm talking about people and how they want connection and attention and validation. I think when people do it in a way that isn't good towards others, that's when they're like, yuck, go away. Like, imagine if my attention-seeking behavior was like rubbing up against your arm vigorously every 5 minutes.
It is sometimes.
But
it hasn't done that for ages.
but you'd find that annoying. Or you have found that annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because it's what? Yeah, because that's annoying. I don't have to explain to anyone why that's annoying.
Like, I'm going to give an example, if I may. At school, this guy would be like, he'd steal my pen and use it, or he'd like give me elbows, or he'd maybe stamp on my foot. He'd like do all this stuff. And one time I broke.
Fuck that guy.
And apologies if you're listening.
No, don't apologise. Don't apologise. I'll bleep that.
Do what you want.
I won't.
Do what you want. But I said to him, and this is not good on my behalf, but I said to him, you're a complete waste of space. I just lost it. I just said this to him. Like, you're a waste of air. Because I was just sick of this behaviour. And I could have done that differently. I could have been vulnerable. But then again, at school, I'm 16, and he's doing his thing. So my thing met his thing. My behaviour met his behaviour. And I didn't, like, I saw him crumble inside, and I feel bad for that. But at the same time, it stopped him
Yeah.
for a day, and then it continued.
Could we get him on next week? Ring him on?
But I think he was just trying to connect with me. I just didn't like it.
I think you were being very kind to him. Sounds like
telling-
he was a bully.
Telling him it
But
was
like,
a waste of space.
yeah, what?
Was that the kindness? Telling him?
No, I think you're being kind to him now.
Oh, yeah. Making up. Well, because I think about it all the time.
Oh. Well, let's
sometimes.
definitely get. Can we get him on?
No.
So that was, I think we can, but like, no, not allowed to. Oh, it's okay.
We
We'll
can
do
talk
some
about it.
Digging. I'll go hunt through your Facebook and message everyone one by one. Are you the boy that? What do you do? Rub elbows with you?
I
Yeah.
guess that's where it came from. He just did a lot of physical stuff in class, and then he wasn't pulled up by the teacher, which I didn't understand. But he just wouldn't stop, and I tried to tell him to stop. Oh no, I don't think I was assertive enough to tell him to stop. So then that's when I broke. If I was more assertive, maybe I could have said, "Listen here, darling," or "cobber," or whatever I said back then. Please stop doing that.
Yeah. Don't call me darling or cobber.
No,
You'll
but
get me fired up.
that's the sort of stuff I used to say when I was younger.
Yeah, that's So I think you're just supposed to straight up ask for attention and validation. Like you're supposed to say, "Hey, like, would you? You got to first ask for it, like, because people don't have to give it to you. Just say, "Hey, like, would you watch this video clip I made or listen to this song I made?" And people could say no. That's the vulnerable part of it. So if you actually want people's attention genuinely, you got to be vulnerable enough, willing to hear no, right? That's what I think you're saying. You don't force it on people. You don't force someone to give you attention.
No.
Yeah.
It never feels good for the recipient of whatever that is. And I think I've seen you in action asking for what you need, even with me or maybe others, and it works, whether I've got it in me or not. Like if you need something and you come to me vulnerably and you just ask me, I'm like, sure. I'm pretty sure anyway. You can tell me if I'm wrong.
No, I try to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've done that for validation with people. Like I've asked for validation, and they've given me validation, and it's great. It works. It does work. Your thing works.
Well, I didn't invent it. In fact, I'm a slow learner. Like I said, no joke. I'm just learning it I learned it last year because I went and did this adult education course for people who didn't get to learn this stuff as a child. So, that made me think that everyone's supposed to be walking around knowing how to listen to people properly, validate their feelings, be empathetic. But now I get so frustrated when I meet people that they don't, because it's like, hey, I had to go to this class for adults who are slow learners, or and then I walk out in the street and I expect do you know what I mean? And then I count to someone who's doesn't know how to respect your boundaries, or what is going on there?
I think everyone should go to this class. I want to go.
That's what I said. That's what I said. They said, do you know what they said in this class? God bless the teacher. I can't name any of it on the podcast, but I just will tell you all about it. That he said, he did say it's basically for people with certain personality disorders.
Yeah.
It's now called emotionally unstable personality disorder, which I don't have.
Yeah.
I have it's a probably childhood trauma, right? But emotionally unstable, formerly called borderline personality disorder. Most of it was them.
Okay.
Right? And so it's framed as being for us, for you guys, there's something wrong with it. No problem. It's actually a little bit hard. It's hard to take. It's vulnerable to get through the door of that class in the first place. It's actually a big problem because I think that's what makes it hard for people to get to. But it's sold like that, and I said, hey man, I don't know if this is for us, special kids with special needs. This is actually like a PhD in being an adult,
Yeah.
actually, because it's hard to do. It's a lot of looking at yourself,
Yeah.
a lot of learning to speak vulnerably to people.
Yeah.
Hey, can I please do, like, learning to ask for things, not just attention, but when you need stuff in everyday life. You notice how people are reluctant to just ask. They do this weird thing between telling, or they leave out the
Yeah.
words "can I" and "please."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why, anyway, my point being, it's like a PhD, man. And so I am on board with you. I said to him, everyone should be doing this. Fuck, because it feels good. You get that little bit of, you know, ever do that thing where you get that little bit of personal growth. You actually move to a place in yourself that you didn't even know was there before.
Amazing.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
And also, it's a gift to everyone else in your life. So go and do it. I can't mention specifics, but from my description of this course,
Google search.
Google it and find it or something like it. Everyone, why am I getting so angry at them? God bless the people who listen, because they're given that. They said, Ryan said, "Hey, can I please have some attention from you?" And anyone still listening here, which who knows, because I look at the, you know, that little on YouTube, it says
Analytics.
how many people still listening at
Oh, that is
30 seconds. That's brutal.
That's that irks me even hearing that. I've seen that stuff before as well.
Fucking, it does. You don't have to hunt into it. It shows you on the homepage of your YouTube studio. It's on the video. It's like how many clicks right below. But okay, so you got 100 clicks. Yeah, how many people still listening at 30 seconds? So how did I get on to? So God bless you. If you're like, we're talking about learning to say please give me a little bit of attention, and here they are. So I love you. I love you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm derailing you. This is supposed to be your
No,
moment to shine.
no, it's not, because I'm asking you the questions. So it's your show, but I'm asking the questions. I'm like putting you on two pedestals. No, you've got you're on a pedestal, and I'm like, oh, you can go on this other pedestal that I built. So I think you're doing great. So it's attention, connection, validation. Are they all stuff that link to this podcast as to why you're doing it?
Oh, so why one would make a podcast? Yes.
Yeah.
Attention. So honestly, validation. But I just want to, at the surface, I don't want to say non-healthy, but there's this, it's just a pure up, straight up, selfish, materialistic. It's not about improving myself and making self a gift to universe and love for others. No, I'll be honest with you. It's the ego-driven, selfish desire to create beautiful artwork that's funny and interesting. I hope that's...
It
is.
is.
Some people sitting at home and
It's
going like...
good. Good. I listen to it, guys. No joke. I listen to it.
That then, in my mind, people will go, well, at least some, and then maybe more people go, wow, isn't Ryan great? That's why I do it, so that there will be some people out there thinking, isn't he great? Right?
I think you're getting that, surely. Whether it's from people you know already, or maybe there's like someone in America like, Ryan's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you think that's
Do you
happening?
think so?
Well, I saw an analytic.
I didn't know. Look, what? Well, okay.
I saw an analytic
I
on
know.
my music, and it was like Oklahoma. One person listened from Oklahoma. I don't know who that person is, but hopefully they thought my music was okay.
Now we're talking about something different, though, because I know some people in Oklahoma. Can you hear it? Hey, isn't this fun? Live, we're coming to you live from New Lyric Theatre. Would you? Ming, you are such an amazing. You're a gift to me in the podcast.
Oh,
would
thanks.
you?
Thank
Would you? Can we break out into a haiku for? Do you know what a haiku is? Okay, I'm going to let here's Ming's time to shine.
Right.
Sorry about that Whoa, interruption, everyone. We just time traveled to 24 hours.
Have you noticed me?
Look at the colour. Have you noticed the colour of his socks?
Ryan's done well with, there's a word, continuity. Continuity.
Continuity, yeah.
Done very
So
well.
we've just like,
Very well.
we did have, let me get these on. We had a little interruption there. We had to take a short break. And now we're back. Jack.
So I've got a haiku.
Yeah, go. Thank fuck for that.
I got distracted at the time and just I can't remember how it went, whether it was words or syllables, but on the way here I thought...
Keep going.
No worries. Shemoggle.
You saying this podcast is a shemoggle?
It's a wonderful
Isn't
ride.
it? Look, you still can't get it.
They don't know what shemoggle is.
Shemoggle means like a farce, like a fiasco,
It's
big fuck up.
is it an actual word?
It's a big farce. Schmozzling to real talk. Come on, this is your time.
Pretty good. Thank you. Happy to be here.
I'm not checking, so I'm
I-
trust. It's a trust. We're doing this haiku under the trust system.
Okay. It's nice to be vulnerable and have a laugh too. It's
Wow.
haiku.
Wow, and so true. That's what I want from this podcast. Be vulnerable and have a laugh too. Be vulnerable.
Also, the last time I was on here, I talked to you about my my mum and dad story, and my mum listened to the podcast, and she said I wasn't a cleaner. So I'm here to also clarify that my mum was a carer for my dad's mum. So, just if anyone cares, more continuity that we're correcting.
It sounds like the English Patient, like the romantic movie. There's a famous movie, Romantic English Patient. I haven't actually seen it, but the general vibe of it was like the story that you were setting. But what were we talking about?
Well, before,
Yeah, what
I
were we
can read
talking
you
about
back.
before?
I had three. I'm holding three things in my head.
Yeah, go.
They were the two. Now here's the last one. So back on track.
Yeah.
We were talking about why you made a podcast, but you were going more into the ego stuff, the surface level stuff, as to why you were doing it.
That's right. I was talking about something really exciting to me, which was to confess that I make it because I want everyone to think Ryan Leon is great.
And that's okay.
Is it?
Yeah. I want people to think I'm great too.
You heard him. I'm pointing it to the... You're here and they're here.
I always think someone's there when you point it out.
I never
That's
know.
okay.
By the way, I never know which camera it's cutting to. And there's like 3 in here. Is it? Are you just being nice to me when you?
No.
I want people to think. Is this another childhood wounding that I have? That I think it's bad and shameful and worthy of being mocked. I think we've found the answer, haven't we already?
That we've both
That I have.
We've both got the same wound, maybe?
Do you?
I don't know, maybe.
Can I get so I have a belief that when one wants others to think that they are great, then that must be mocked. That they want that, and that when they do any actions to seek it, that's the childhood wounding I have.
If I was to say that in primary school, if I said to my friends, I want you to think I'm great, I think they would turn it around and take the piss out of me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So I can relate to that too. I don't know whether it's also parenting and that sort of stuff, but definitely with friends in primary school.
So, if kids are doing it, does that mean that it's normal? If children, humans, are born with a innate desire to like mock people who want others to think they're great, does that mean it's right? Because they didn't. What did those kids do? The kids like who mocked us for wanting to do something, put on a show, be funny. You know, I remember. Isn't this funny? Like, did you have this? The worst thing that you could say about someone is, "Oh, look, he's trying to be funny." Isn't that the worst thing you can say about someone?
I've got a wound from that.
Yeah, go.
Yeah. This is.
Oh, you don't have to.
No, I want to.
But now we want to.
I want to. I just haven't thought about it for a while, and I can't think of the punchline for it. But we're just going to do it and see how it goes. So I went on a school camp in Year 6 to Kalgoorlie, and we all had to do performances. So we made up our own groups and all that. And I don't know what happened. It was through a conversation or something on the camp about the full Monty. So we didn't do the full Monty. That's really inappropriate.
How old were you?
11. But
You could do it for each other.
yeah.
You just and you can invite adults in. But
As a child?
no, you're not doing anything wrong. You can invite the teachers in. Tell them you're going to do a full Monty.
I think
They can't come in,
okay. Yeah, it's at the thumb. Thank you.
but that's on them.
I'm glad. Yes.
You will be guilt and criminal record free. But if you ever travel back in time, not that we have that ability, despite what we've done on the podcast today, we can go forward in the future. We can't take you back to 11 years old, have you do the full Monty for your teachers. As much as you might want to do that.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please continue.
So
By the way, that's my phone going off just then. That's my mum saying, "You're not funny." She's talking about me, not you.
Oh, good.
She just wants to see you do the full Monty.
We'll go down to, I think we went down to our boxes or underwear. Pretty sure.
That's
boxes.
very spicy for 11-year-olds. Where were you? This is school camp.
Yeah, school camp. So it's pretty grey. Probably can't do it now for sure. With boys, it was boys.
11-year-olds old, you can do it. You don't need to set these rules for yourself. The school.
No,
the
yeah, that's what I mean.
teachers,
That's
they
what
can't.
I mean in terms of the school.
Did the teachers tell you to do it?
No. I had this idea, and then they put it in the boundary that you can't fully strip. So then that was cool. We didn't want to do that anyway. So it ended up being like, you know that song Crazy Frog?
Did you do it with boys and girls?
Just boys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just my closest friends.
What, you doing a full Monty show
In front
for
of the
each
class.
other? Oh,
Yeah.
class of boys.
Boys and girls, year
Ah,
6,
that's
year
what I
6
mean.
and year 7, and the teachers that were in the camps.
Okay. And the teachers were there. Was this in your bedroom or
Like
an
a
assembly?
Kalgoorlie, old Kalgoorlie school, and it was probably one of the biggest old classrooms or biggest rooms there. And everyone had a performance, whether it be one person or a group or whatever you want. But yeah, I did run it through them, and they were like, "Yeah, sure."
Was the teacher that you're asking was like, yeah, sure.
No, they were really lovely, and I had a particularly good relationship with my principal. Be just very close. We were both into wrestling, actually. Not with each other. Not with each other.
Okay.
Not with each other.
Good relationship. Okay. A lot of wrestling. I'm not surprised you got permission to do the full Monty. Do you want to... Can we get your principal... No, actually... I'm sure. What was it? No, don't tell us.
He's a lovely guy, legend.
Okay.
So he would give me DVDs of wrestling because I was into wrestling. And then, yeah, when we talk about wrestling, we'd bond over wrestling. Anyway, I don't know whether that was before this camp or not. We did the 6 Monties, it was called, because there was 6 of us. Went down to our boxes. It was to that song Crazy Frog, which was like... Bing,
Why are
bing.
we talking about this? Oh, sorry. No, I'm liking this story, but I just like... this is about trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Please keep going.
Yeah. And like we had towels, so we whipped each other with towels. It's actually really.
Oh my god!
It's actually really painful.
You couldn't make this more salacious if
Yeah, I know.
you had tried. Were you? Okay, please. I want to know what was next.
And yeah, it was really painful. And we got.
Did you go like, oh my bottom?
No. It was like agony. I remember one specific guy. He got nailed, and he was screaming. Mm-hmm. And anyway, we did the performance, and I remember because a lot of my classroom peers hadn't seen me like that, and I remember a lot of them were. My mum
Your mum was there.
No, my mum afterwards would say they were probably jealous or something, but maybe that you can help me out here. But they called me after this performance that a lot of people loved in the class. They're calling me like a try-hard or something like that, which didn't feel good. I felt real bad. And like, I remember this performance because I had such a great time and it was really good for me. And I'm sure the guys who did it as well would remember it as well. Yeah. But then like to get called try-hard or whatever afterwards didn't feel good. When that was like the first time I'm stepping out, because I was quite a shy kid at school as well. So it's like, yeah, shame for making everyone laugh. So yeah, peers can be rough sometimes.
Peers. Did you say peers?
Peers.
Yeah. Who's not a peer? Is it not everyone a peer?
No, I'm just talking about like a guy, specifically a guy in my class that I didn't like who was short.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with being short. It's just
man. Yeah, that stuck with you, and that's like does that hold you back now from shining? Can you like? I even afraid to like. You feel like you can't even use an expression like that. Does that hold you back from shining? Letting your light shine. Let's just go full throttle at this. For you shining your goddamn light and showing everyone how great you are. Does that little wounding go, I better not because someone might shame me?
I think it's definitely played a part, whether it be that moment or other moments in my life. And I think I've had to do a lot of work around feeling safe and then being myself with the correct people. And then in terms of strangers, I get a bit scared too. But I trust myself, and I think I believe that I'm great, although that's hard to say. That's quite hard to say. And lovable.
It's easy to hear, by the way.
Oh, good. And
that helps you.
Thank you. And
it's good to hear. It feels good to hear.
Oh, from me.
You.
Oh,
yeah.
And lovable and stuff. But who needs the shaming, man? Like,
I don't know. It's a pecking order. So not to invalidate you, but just so I understand where it comes from. I think that's a animal pecking order thing. You know, like all of bullying. Like it's just establishing. It's the shit way of like. So if the good way of raising your status, and I think nothing wrong with raising your status, is to work hard and shining, like show us what you got, like from that Rick and Morty, like doing what's in you, what you have, showing that to other people. If that's the good way of lifting yourself up, like relative to whatever, your own benchmark, then the shit version, the shit side of that is thinking that you're lifting yourself up by putting other people down, by shaming them, by doing what happened to you, like saying, try hard, like basically doing nothing, pick someone who's trying to show themselves how great that they are and tell them that they are try hard and shame them. Do you know, that's what I think it is. I don't want to do anything, instead I want to bully someone else.
Yeah. I don't really get it, but then again...
You don't get that?
I don't know, but I get what you're saying, but I don't get being that person that shames. But then as I say that, I think sometimes, I remember in high school with popularity and stuff, I think I would maybe distance myself from less popular people, like that pecking order thing, which I'm not proud of either. Like I rarely shamed people. So I don't think I like to be shamed, and I always try to be a nice guy. But there is parts of me at school that would do the dickheadish thing sometimes to maintain status. Yeah. Anyway,
I think we've all done it.
You learn.
Is this a thing? Like it seemed like in every group or year in high school, there was someone, sadly, that somehow got the spot of being the class loser, and that everyone would dump on them.
Yeah.
It's like when you needed someone. Oh, at least I'm not. Yeah, but like Tommy, loser, Tommy, like eats the dirt and picks his nose. Right, there was that kid
Tommy.
that basically was the default. If you were not the cool kid, that was your way of keeping safe. And like I did that. We're talking about like primary school.
Yeah. And
Does that and it still happen? I don't know if you can get rid of that, man. I don't know if you can.
No, and actually, I even look back. You mentioned primary school, so I remember probably doing that as well. Yeah.
Sorry, Tommy.
Is Tommy a real person?
No, I'm changing the name. I know I can remember the name of the. It was a girl actually, and it makes me feel ashamed to think of it. So shame. I don't want to shame the person, even though that they'd never watch it or anyone from my.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that. I just want to say to the universe, to all those Tommies, my voice. Listen to my voice. I'm like getting almost. I'm sorry.
That you're getting.
We're all
You're sorry that you contributed to that person.
Yeah, I'm sorry for what I did for all the Tommies in each of the year groups. There was always. No, I'm thinking actually maybe there wasn't always one, because I can think of one. The one I'm thinking of was specifically, to say my example, in year 4, and I can think of a couple of others in high school. I think high school was more heavy with it, and I don't know if you ever get rid of that. But anyway,
yeah, just we're gonna say.
Yeah. So the point of so shining. Maybe are you going to ramp up your shining, like showing everyone how great you are?
I think what I'm doing now is just being me without trying, because throughout school I always tried to be myself, and I think that trying is what gets you in trouble, because it becomes something else. Like we've talked about the Ming show, which is like a amped up Ming, which isn't real, and I don't think some people like that, but I think most people like the genuine Ming. That's sometimes a bit wah bah bah bah, and sometimes a bit real cruisy, or maybe even feeling sad, but not the one that's pretending to put on a show all the time, because it's not real, and I think people can sniff that.
Well, what I like is as well is I think people can sniff it, and also I feel good when it's authentic, when I see it's authentic for you, and I just see like you're not having to put on. It's not the Ming show's good, but I think the difference is when you feel I see you being authentic and comfortable at what you're doing, and then getting as outlandish as you feel like you want to be.
And that's fun when it's genuine. Yeah. Even a bit like that little example I just gave by going, wah, 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 whatever. I want to circle back a bit, but we don't have to. So you do with what you want.
I want to.
But we talked about I want to know whether it's just us that has these wounds that we want people to think we're great because we're wounded in some way, which we've touched on. Sounds like we both have wounds from school. Or does everyone feel like this? Does everyone want to think people to think they're great? Because I think it's both, personally.
Both what?
I think people who have wounds want to think people to think they're great, but I also think people generally just want to think other people to think them great too. Who doesn't want?
All right.
Yeah. Doesn't want? Who wouldn't want it?
Okay, so I have heard this, that people with that wound do seek out attention and ways because of that wounding.
Right.
and of not needing to feel seen and not. And I think that this isn't funny or anything, but maybe it is. Maybe it is very
Saying that
funny.
was funny.
I think that it's not like, you ever heard this thing like that as a child they weren't seen?
Yeah.
Okay. So people with that wounding need to be famous, basically, or do stand-up comedy or something. Okay. So I've heard that before, and it's like, when I've heard people talk about it, like, I've got this thing where I need people to see me and think I'm great, right? Funny, whatever, interesting, powerful, smart. But seen, I feel like, if anything, because it's not obvious to me that I wasn't seen. Because if anything, I remember hearing a lot of at school and at home, Ryan, you're smart and you're great, and having this very, very high expectation. I remember, so I don't really. You're so smart. Look at how well you're doing. You run so fast. You jump so far. Okay. But I don't think it's that part of me that wasn't seen. I think it was the authentic way that I felt that I had to cover up that never got to be seen, and only achievement was allowed to be seen, and never pain, hurt. Not that like that's great and you need to live in that or anything, but when it's deliberately told that's shameful and blocked, you're supposed to block that, then that part of you, then there's going to be a big part of you that you know is like never allowed to be seen. And then you're gonna, that's where I think you have this wounding of never being seen. Even if you might have been an overachiever and have a lot of people telling you, oh, you're so smart, you're so fast, look, you fight so good, you know?
That's really cool. I
just figured this out today, by the way, because I listened to a great podcast. I'll plug this. I listened to, it's called You Made It Weird by Pete Holmes. Very famous. Everyone look it up. And
Have you talked
I
about
learned
it
that
before?
today. I talked about it to you.
Yeah.
That's great. The guy's a very, very famous, very, very funny comedian, and they get into like super deep stuff like this, these kind of topics. Really great. Check it out, and you can too.
Thank you. That was a real cool point that I'm now losing the tethers of my response, but I'm going to try. I am sorry
What?
that happened for you. And I just want to say I can also relate, not totally, but just a bit. And then I also want to say, like, I wonder if, and I say this every 5 seconds, guys. It's my new saying. It's cultural. I wonder if it is cultural.
What is?
Like telling your kid that you're great at jumping and all that sort of stuff, and then poo-pooing the emotions, or even generational. I just
Yeah.
wonder, and then like there'd be certainly differences. Some parents will, or kids will be worse or better in terms of this, like shooing these emotions away. Don't feel, but I know so many people who are like emotions. Ugh, I don't feel emotions, and I don't think that's good. I'm like an emotional
It's not good.
tsunami, which is, I've actually got to rein in a bit more in terms of how, otherwise I hurt people with my emotions.
Mainly Japanese. Oh, look how determining a tsunami. Ah. Oh, we're feeling everything now. It's okay to do. That's how they talk. It's not offensive.
No.
We've come full circle now. No, I heard
It's
this.
very funny.
I heard this. No, Louis C.K. does a TED talk I mean, it's a stand-up bit, but the same thing about he's discovered that doing racial accents is actually not offensive because you're just doing your best to replicate the way that you hear them.
Well,
Think what you like.
You've got my green light. You can go ahead on your own podcast to do that. I support you.
Could I do it on yours?
One day when I do that, yes.
It took it.
Because I
No, mine was about to pick on you for like, why did you have to think about? Of course, he had to think about it for a second. Can you do a horribly racist Japanese accent? Can I do? Oh, can I do?
I've thought about it.
Badly. What about if I do it really badly? Oh,
That's fine.
Ming, I want to sushi sama nagiri roll. Oh no, he come a Ming to some nami. Oh, I feeling my feelings. Oh, it's like a death, but much more. I got nothing now.
I still enjoy it.
What?
For better or worse, I think it's okay.
What?
Doing accents.
I do too, because you know what? Like, Asian people do not give a fuck. They do not give a fuck you do an Asian accent. Why are you not? He's not on board with this instantly, and that's okay.
You want me to join in with the I am Mingason? Is that what you want?
I'm so sorry about everything. I didn't know it sounded like that. Can we cut it? It's my podcast. I can cut it.
Was it really hard to hear it from someone else?
No, I'm just playing with you. Yeah, no, it's fun. But Asian people, like, seriously, they don't give a fuck, man. I live in Asia for a long time. You just do an Asian accent. They don't even know you're doing an Asian accent. They don't know.
I think, it just depends. It's like this. I saw this guy.
I'm not talking about like Asian looking. If any of this is racist, censor it. Cut it out in your own mind. It's like Asian heritage people from Australia, find whatever racist thing you want. But people who live in Asia who, when I speak, like, why can't I get the words correct? It's because I feel nervous. About this topic. But no, I lived in Asia for a long time. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. We spent enough time on this. What were you going to say? I'm derailing you.
Lost it. I got lost in your tsunami business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about the tsunami because your feelings.
Emotions. Yeah. And I've got to rein that back. And I don't think. Oh no, there's probably a lot of people like me as well. But then there's a lot of people that are too afraid to show their emotions, and I find it hard, personally, when people don't want to show their emotions, because I'm like the opposite. So I'm like, I want to meet people and go, "G'day, give me a wound."
Yeah.
What was your childhood like? But people don't do that usually.
Is that I understand what you're saying, and I asked you with curiosity because I also don't know, and I wanted us to find out.
Yep.
Is that asking a lot from people?
Yeah.
I think that, I just wondered that because I feel like the clue is in the word. We hear, and you hear in the zeitgeist, people promoting more vulnerability. But the whole meaning of the word vulnerability, like to talk about I'll talk a bit more about your feelings, because isn't it great? Because isn't it vulnerable, right? Literally, the word literally means able to be hurt. Why are you not putting yourself in a position where you're able to be hurt like me? What's wrong with you? Why won't you do it? Look, I'm doing it.
That sounds like me.
So, but that's not to let other people off the hook, because I've been in situations where, people have actually got angry at me for being vulnerable about my feelings because it didn't make them feel good about themselves. That's on them.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to
Look at this face.
Yeah, look. Wow, with us, Mingos Sanami, Ro, Samanagiri. That's the extent of my. And God, I gotta stop doing. There's something about doing that shit Asian accent that makes me lose track of what we were talking about.
That's what happened to me before, but it's okay. I enjoy it.
But so I don't know. But you know what? I think that we don't have to think about it because the thing that I'm saying that it doesn't exist. The thing I'm saying that we need to be afraid of, like, because we're not telling anyone, come on, be vulnerable, be more vulnerable, confess your real feelings to us, put yourself in danger of me possibly using it against you. We don't do that. No one's doing that to anybody. I think just the gift is to yourself. Gift of strength is to yourself because it's vulnerable because you got actually, it doesn't mean you're weak. You don't come out onto the battlefield, you strip your armor off because you're weak and are going to die when an arrow hits you. Someone attacks you with a sword. It's because you've got the strength to take the armor off and you sat there and maybe you take an arrow and it does hurt. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
And it's not, I forgot what I was trying to say. But does it all connect? You start off by asking me about why I make this podcast. Is the podcast itself a journey in doing that for me? Yeah. Because I get to say some stuff that puts me in a position of being hurt by other people.
Yeah.
I say stuff that's just true, and I talk about feelings that I have. What kind of feelings are we talking about? Like feelings of hurt and shame and other ones associated with that kind of thing that put me in a position of being able to be used against me.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you felt hurt when that thing happened to you, right? And do I sometimes get hurt by it? Yeah. Does it feel like really putting yourself, like throwing a loose bit of seed? My analogies suck, by the way.
They're great.
Throwing a loose bit of seaweed to the
I'm not just
wind,
saying that either.
to be tattered by the wind and hail to shreds. Does it feel like I'm hanging out there with no support and could just be ripped to shreds at any moment, like socially? Yeah. But and I don't know why that doesn't happen or what that really looks like. But
has it happened
with
yet?
time, do I feel that the building of strength up? Has it happened? Just trying to think. In some small ways, there's been little, no deliberate, like malicious attacks from people.
Yeah.
But it's not deliberate malicious things. It's the little things in social interactions that it's like, oh, hey, we happen to know this thing about you from your podcast, or that you talk about yourself like this on your podcast, and little things, or maybe little thoughts that people might have about. I'm not going to mention any specifics because it's not fun.
Yeah.
But little thoughts people might have, and it's like, oh, I didn't actually invite that from you. You know, just like stuff like that. But that's got to be accepted, because if it's not vulnerable, if there's no risk of being hurt, and the hurt is emotional, maybe actually real physical and material as well. But anyway, blah blah blah.
Well, that happened to me. I had some feedback recently, and it took me off guard. Whether I asked for it or not, I can't remember. But it and it was nothing feedback. Like it was like critical or negative, and I won't say specifics, but it didn't feel good. And
So did you say you don't want to say what the feedback was?
well, it was just no. Because,
I don't want to push you.
No,
Yeah, okay.
only because it was about my music and about. It was just about my music.
Okay, we got enough.
Yeah. And people have said the same thing before, but then how it was said, I think sometimes this is probably a me thing, but how it was said, like, just didn't feel good at all. But then I'll have someone else say it, like, let's say, for example, you could say the same thing and it would be fine. So I think it just depends on the person and and all that sort of thing.
Hey guys, we just did a little time travel again then because we just had a technical issue. That's all we've got time for today. Thanks for coming on again, Ming.
Pleasure.
Please come again.
Yep, I'll
Do the full Monty.